Welcome back to the Fit Mind, Fit Body podcast, special Gone Nuts series. It's time for a monthly update from one of our intrepid Gone Nuts athletes. How has their training gone? What are they thinking about with the event just around the corner? And what are they learning about themselves? All these questions and more will be answered in the next 15 minutes. Today on Fit Mind, Fit Body, we are talking to another competitor checking in on their road to Gone Nuts. Kelly Selby, how are you going?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm awesome. Now, I happen to know that last weekend you were one of the organizers for the Penguin Running Festival is what it's called, which is like 3 or 4 events or whatever it is. It must be 4 at least, maybe 5 events. So you're looking a bit tired because on top of all the crazy training that we're doing, you were also organizing an event for the last few weeks. So how are you really?
Yeah, no, I'm all right. I'm just tired. Yeah, just need to catch up on some sleep, and that's not going to happen until after gone nuts anyway. So it's all good. It'll be fine.
I suppose you can put it in that basket of I really need to be training tired because it'll emulate what it's like when I'm on the event.
Yeah, I've said it a lot the last couple of weeks. It's like I'm really tired, but that's fine because that's how I'm going to be on the day, tired and grumpy. So just keep going.
That's so funny. So how has your training been? How have you managed to fit it in around organizing, this big running event, not to mention normal work and life and everything else?
Yeah, so last week, my coach gave me a little bit of an easier week.
Yeah.
So my long run wasn't, it was just a nice, what did I do? 2 hours last Friday night.
Yeah.
And then just did 2 interval sessions and
Okay.
an hour one just during the weekday. So he sort of let me have a little bit of an easier week leading into
Oh,
like a sleep on the weekend and then straight back into it. Yeah, Monday morning. Yeah.
you think all the days of kind of running together, right?
Yes, they certainly are.
Are you having any issues? Is your body holding up? I mean, apart from feeling tired, obviously, for multiple reasons.
Yeah, a little bit tight in the hip, but that's just from cleaning, doing all the beds.
Yeah,
So that's just a standard thing over the summer. Other than that, I'm pretty good.
you're
Yep,
holding up really well.
yep,
Oh,
yeah.
that's just the luckiest person. Oh, because I've got a bit of a hamstring thing, but I've had it on and off for years. It's just a managing thing, whenever you load it more. So I just
Yes.
need to keep an eye on that. And then this week, I had an infected blister on the side of
Oh,
my foot, which I've had to have antibiotics for, where I've sort of got a bunion and stuff. So I'm thinking, yes, it's just this doing so much. Yeah, so
hmm.
quickly you do tend, your body does tend to fight back sometimes. Say, hey,
It does. You
what are
need
you
to
doing?
stop doing what you're doing and rest a little bit.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. But we've only got a couple of weeks, so I can rest after that.
So what are you looking forward to in the next couple of weeks?
Uh, I suppose getting, organised for it, packing your drop bags and preparing what you're going to need. And yeah, I think just the excitement, the building up to the event. Yeah.
So do you get nervous when you're doing that? Like I started reading some of the things that were sent out last week, the document that you go through and I pore over those things because it's just my nature. And then I start getting nervous. Doesn't get you nervous, you just get excited?
The day before I'll get nervous.
Okay.
Yeah. And then once I get on the start line and then they say go, I'll be okay. Yeah. It's just that the day before. Yeah. But yes, got the bib today in the post. So that's a
Oh,
bit exciting.
I should go check the mail.
Yeah. You could have a bib there.
Could have a bib there. That's very exciting.
It makes it a little bit more real when you get a bib in the post.
Yeah. Well, yours is a little bit closer. That's it shouldn't make that much
Yeah.
difference in the post, should it?
No, no, you might
I
have
think
yours. Yeah.
I feel like they all go to Hobart and then come back up again. Or the
They do.
mail, like even if you send it to your neighbour, it just goes to Hobart and then comes back
They
again.
go everywhere. Yeah, it's weird, isn't
It's really crazy. It's so crazy.
it?
All right. So, what are you thinking is going to be the most challenging part of the event? now that we're really close and you've got experience, what are you feeling most challenged?
The staying awake overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm an early bird to bed, so 9:30 is
Hmm.
my max. So anything after that, um, probably be a struggle. We're doing a night run again this Friday night, so we probably won't finish till about 11 o'clock. So that will be, yeah, a good little test to see how grumpy. I've already pre-warned them that they maybe just need to leave me a little bit through the night because I might get too grumpy.
What do you do when you get grumpy? Do you just like stop talking to me? What do you do?
Yeah, stop
Yeah.
talking. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I just put my head down and yeah, try and get through it by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you listen to something or do you just let your thoughts?
No, I just let my thought, especially trail. I don't
Yeah.
generally have anything. Yeah, I might curse at them every now and then as we're going along, just so they know that they're loved while we're going along,
Oh,
really.
I love that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I think everyone deserves that every now and then.
Of course. I'm just thinking, how far away can
And
I be from
they
Kelly at
totally
night
used
time?
to. If you hear this person yell out something, you know it's me.
Don't be too worried. It's just you and you're grumpy because it's past bedtime.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. But one of the boys, he comes to life late afternoon,
Okay.
nighttime. So he's at the opposite end of the scale.
Hmm.
Mm.
So that would be
So
very annoying if you're grumpy. Someone else is
probably
being cheerful.
he's
Like,
chirping and he's got too much energy, and I'll be like, oh man. Yeah. And then once the sun comes up, I'll come back to life because we won't be far away.
so what do you do with that when you have those ebbs and flows in a long event like this? Which I mean, it's accepting that they're going to happen because we
Hmm.
all, even in a somewhat shorter event of a half marathon and a marathon, we have ups and downs all through those. Um, how do you deal with it? Like knowing that that's going to come. Do you have like strategies? Do you just push through, knowing it's going to be you're going to come to the other side of it?
Yeah, I think I just push through because you just know it's not going to last very long.
Mm.
Try and think about something else. Um, think about why you're doing it, that you signed up for it, that you paid to do this to yourself. So just suck it up and get on with it.
And it
Um,
it never crosses your mind, well, I could stop. Like you said, you're doing it because you chose to. Nobody's making you do it.
no one's making you do it, no. So you can pull out at any time, but yeah, the aim is to definitely just to finish it. We're not going in with the time. It is just to finish it. Yeah, and hopefully enjoy it.
Do you know how many people are in the event this year? I haven't asked.
It was for the 100. I think it was like nearly 100 people.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah, I think he said it was the most he's had
Mm.
enter, and I'm pretty sure it was close to the 100.
Must be the
Yeah,
podcast
must be. Oh,
encouraging
yeah,
people.
well, yeah, absolutely.
We haven't said enough scary things. Just get people.
That will come after the event.
That's right. That'll stop people signing up for next year because they'll realize how crazy it is. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Now, from a personal perspective, what should I be thinking about putting in my drop bags? And do you do it you can do it across 3 stops, is there? Three? Like the
So you've got
25, 70. Yeah.
75, 50, and
Yeah.
25. Yeah. And then your end bag, I suppose, if you
Yeah.
depending on what you need at the end. Um, so I'm gonna because we're going unsupported.
Hmm.
So put enough food and water. Um, they're ready to go. Have a change of clothes.
Hmm.
So I'll just have a change of clothes. If I don't need it, then it doesn't really matter.
Do you have a change of shoes as well or just clothes?
Yes,
Yeah.
I thought I might do the change of shoes for the last 25K.
Hmm.
Um, put my nice road shoes on that are nice and comfy. Because I probably think by then I might need something that's a little bit softer, feels softer on the foot. So yeah, I'm going to use them for that last 25.
That's a good. And the surface in that last 25, it will be okay for a road shoe? for example?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. You could probably do your road shoe in the first 25 too if you really wanted to. Um, yeah. So that's the plan.
Yeah,
Um, but plans change and
I do.
it depend on the day. And yeah, I might have another pair of shoes, maybe at the 50, just in case. I don't know, depends on what the weather's doing, I
Mm.
suppose. Um, yeah, so I'll probably play a little bit by ear. If the weather's looking pretty awful, maybe another change of shoes and socks just to get out of the wet ones if it
Yeah.
is pouring down rain and
Is there
make you feel
talking?
better, I suppose.
I know in the first few years people were talking about having to basically go in a river because
Mm.
there was a river crossing. Is that
Mm.
still the case now? Then I thought I'd heard that they'd sort of changed it a little bit so the river crossing wasn't a big thing in the first, I think it was in the first section.
No, last year when we did that first 50, you go across the river, but you go across in a little dinghy.
Yeah,
There's
that's what
somebody
somebody said
across.
something, but I thought maybe I
Yeah.
misheard it.
No, there's a little dinghy there to take you across the other side. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Breaks it up a little bit.
So you
Yeah.
don't get like, yeah, you don't. I just remember people talking about wading through some river or whatever in the first little bit. So you ended up with wet shoes,
To
basically in the
start with.
first, yeah, the first little bit. But that's not the case anymore, unless it's
No,
raining. Mm.
yeah, but I think maybe when you're coming into Boat Harbour or out of Boat Harbour, if the tide's up,
Oh yeah,
you might get done there a little bit too. So
that's all
yeah,
right. That's just play with the tide,
that's
probably
right.
in the dark.
Yeah,
The most pretty thing that's will be in the dark, but that's
yeah.
okay. That's all right. In the drop bags, do you also do like food and like hydration stuff, or do you just take what's on the like what you've got in your bag and then what's provided? How do you treat?
No, I will pack like my sandwiches and
Yeah, that'll be in your drop bag as well.
yeah, I'll
Mm.
put that in the drop bag as well. And that way, if I need it, I'll take it. Well, I'm
Mm.
thinking I'm just going to take it anyway. And if I don't eat it when I get to the next checkpoint, then
Mm.
I won't need to fill it back up again so much. So yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't know. I suppose until you get out there, you're not really going to know what your body needs.
Yeah.
Sometimes you eat more or you drink more, depending on what's going on. So better off to have it than not have it.
It's a funny sort of thing. I know the same for hiking. I almost always come back with food, like
Hmm.
especially the scroggin, because I always think I'm going to need more than I do, and I just don't. You just don't eat it. I wonder though with this sort of event, and it's not as serious because we kind of. I'll probably walk most of it, so I'm not worried
Yes.
about it in that respect. But you think, they talk about doing what you're going to do, having a plan, and then sticking to the plan, because once you're out there your brain doesn't work like it does normally because
Hmm.
and so you often don't feel hungry even though maybe your body needs some food. I guess that's what I'm saying. So making sure that you are taking enough so that you've got enough energy to keep going and so that some of those other things that happened, in the night and as you get really tired, that actually some of that could be because you haven't had enough, you know, protein or whatever elements you need, calories to keep going and to stay, have enough energy, I suppose is what I'm talking about. The sort of where there's sometimes tiredness can be as a result of not enough. You haven't eaten enough or you haven't had enough electrolyte or something. So it's sort of playing with those things. I have no idea what my body will do when it comes to that side of things. Like,
No, I mean you do. You try to sort of stick to a plan, I suppose. I try to go out
yeah,
and every 45 minutes to an hour have something, but
yeah.
no, that's how we trained for UTA, and then come UTA, we didn't do that.
That's what I mean.
You just went out and it was like, oh yeah, I probably should have something to eat now after we've been out there for
Yeah,
a couple of hours, and then you're like, oh, that's probably why I feel a little bit
flat.
yuck. Yeah. So, and if we actually probably stuck to the plan, but you get caught up and
Yeah,
you just sort of, yeah. So yes, it really is going to have to be try and really make sure that you keep your nutrition up to keep you going because it's going to be out there for a very long time.
is having done it before, is there anything on those aid stations you're really looking forward to getting to that you can imagine you'll be thinking, oh, I can't wait to get there because I know they'll have, I don't know, watermelon, whatever.
Yeah, I do love watermelon. I actually really want to try potato.
Oh, the baked potatoes? I saw that in the.
Yeah, I've never had one, but I'm thinking it might be really good. So
Cold
I know
one.
you shouldn't try new stuff, but yeah, look, if you get there and your body wants it, just take it.
I kind of feel like a potato is probably the least offensive thing. Like a baked potato would be the least offensive thing to your body, like reactions wise. It's a pretty
Yeah,
natural, pretty, like most of us, in fact, all of us would have had chips
yeah,
or whatever. We've had baked
yeah,
potatoes for sure. So, yeah, you would know if you were not a potato person.
correct. Yes, yeah, yeah. I think that's about it, really.
Yeah,
I mean, they've got sandwiches and
yeah.
yeah, but watermelon's always good. Yeah,
Mm.
be nice if they had a microwave at one of the checkpoints just to heat up the potato for me because a hot potato through the night might be really good.
Yeah, that would be really good, actually.
Maybe I
Oh,
could suggest that.
you should. You do that. A really long extension cord in some places. I'm sure it's all that's required, or a generator. Um,
Just at the Bow Harbour checkpoint, that would be fine.
I think probably go in the fish and chip shop then. Um, the,
It'll probably be closed by the time I get there though, because it'll be
me too.
early in the morning.
Me too.
Mm.
Um, Probably be together, I reckon.
That's fine.
Be lovely. Except you get grumpy, so I don't want to be too close to you.
I just
Um,
won't talk.
that's how I'll know you're grumpy. What was I gonna say? There's the bit where you get down to Wynyard and you can see the finish line, but then you have to go all the way up to the highway and then all the way back down again. Do you remember what that felt like the last time you did that?
Yeah, that was a few years ago that I've done that section. But yeah, it's a really long 5, 6K. You just got to go. Yeah, it's just a park run. So, that's, you
Yeah.
know, 30, 40 minutes ish at a slow pace. And then you're like, get halfway around and you're like, this is ridiculous. Why is it taking so long? That feels really long. Yeah.
Yeah. Where's that little boat when I need it?
Yeah,
So you
that
can
would be
get across.
perfect. And then
Yeah.
you've got to go a little bit further now because you've got to go to the yacht club.
Yes. Yes. Well, I
No,
mean, it doesn't mean anything to me in that I didn't do it before. So
yeah.
it's just I have had a few people on the podcast say, well, you get to that point where you can see the finish line on the other side of the water, and then you have to head, up the river and go
Yeah.
around and come back again. So it kind of
Mm.
feels a bit tricky. The other thing I didn't realize, and I'm glad that I asked Gary, was that about toilets. Like it's just one of those things I just thought, well, because I do a lot of hiking and bushwalking, probably just have to be prepared to do whatever.
Mhm.
Um, but he said there's toilets at like the aid stations, so that if you need to do number two,
Mhm.
just hold on till you get
Mhm.
there. And I mean,
Correct.
everyone can pee in the bush. It's fine.
Yes.
I went, oh my gosh, that's good. It's
Yes.
just,
Yeah. Yeah, there is. They've got the portaloos or
yeah,
yeah, Boat Harbour's got the public toilets
yeah,
and yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I had just, scrapped that from my brain and just thought it'll just be one of the things you have to overcome. But I will not have to overcome it. And so I was very relieved. So
Well, it probably depends on when you need to go though.
that's true. Yeah. Well,
25 k's is still a long way.
so is. Yeah, stop
But
that.
that's
Yeah, I can go for ages. Thankfully.
okay.
Well, touch wood, there are always times. Um,
Yes.
all right. Is there anything that you want to share about what's coming up before I let you go? Because I know that we're going to talk to you. Well, hopefully you know that too on the other side and see how it
Yeah.
all went. But is there anything about, that's lead up to the event and the day that you want to share we haven't touched on?
No, I don't think so. I just like to wish everyone best of luck and I hope everyone has a great time and finishes.
Yeah, me too. Love that.
Mhm.
I will
Mhm.
see you at the start line. Best
Yes,
of
you will.
luck for your training between now and then.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure like we've done all the hard work, and that's what my coach keeps telling me. Don't worry, done all the hard work. It's fine. You'll be fine. Great. That's good.
Yes.
Fine.
Yes.
Yeah,
We hope we'll be fine.
we will be absolutely fine. So thank you. We will talk to you to the other side though, and I'll be looking forward to sharing your story with how the event unfolded for you on the day with everyone else. Because obviously I may well know because I might be right, right there.
Not far, not far in front of me.
So I'll be very excited to share you with everyone else though, the story. Yeah, be exciting.
Lovely.
So thank you. Thanks for sharing
Thank
today.
you. Have a great day. Thanks.
And just like that, we're another step closer to the start line. Big thanks to our runners for sharing their progress and to you for cheering them on. Remember, it's the journey, not just the destination, that shapes us. Keep supporting our crew as they push towards that start line. And if you're enjoying this series, we would love to hear from you. Why not leave us a review and share the podcast with friends? Let's all go a little nuts together.